What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of the Physical Media Rundown here on the channel, our Monday night live show that we do every week. We go over all the new Blu-ray and 4K releases that are dropping this week. We're talking about June 10th, tomorrow, Blues Day Tuesday. All these titles are going to be coming out this week. We're going to talk about all of them here tonight. We got some big releases from a giant Steelbook box set. It's been a while since we've seen a Steelbook box set. I don't think those are as popular as they used to be, so that's cool. And we've also got some big 4K releases from Criterion, from Arrow Video, Shout Factory, Deaf Crocodile releasing some single releases. Lots of stuff coming out from all the big boutique labels, all the hits, all the classics, and we're going to get to them all this week. We shoot the show live every Monday night on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends, come out and join us. We took a break last week because nothing was really coming out. There was really nothing to talk about, so I decided to use that time to shoot some other videos and got a lot done and got like 4 videos up last week. So thank you guys for the positive feedback on those. I really enjoyed shooting those. Shot a couple videos with Grace, and we talked about some Wes Anderson stuff, got to get some Criterion back on the channel. It was a fun week. I had a good time, but I'm glad to be doing this again, back with you guys live. Let's see who's in the chat already. See who we got here. I'm going all the way up to the top. Collector Movie Man and Beetlejuice popping in early. LGE is here. Dan's Den. Marty DMC. Kingdom of Heaven arrived from Amazon today. No shipping damage, but the spine has a cut scratch. Oh no, due to probably opening the original manufacturer's box with a box cutter. That is the worst. I hate that. Why can't people, like, I see that all the time. Like, why can't the workers just open it slowly? Like, you don't have to, I guess you're on the clock, you got to work fast, you got your manager breathing down your neck, you got to zip that box cutter through the box, slicing every single, it's the worst. Every single spine sliced. I hate that. I hate that. Sorry, Marty. Sorry about that. Robert is here. Tracy is here. Welcome. Some newer names I don't recognize. Internet User is here. Henry's here. Kevin's here. Says hello, one and all. I just bought Eric Romere's 6 Moral Tales box set from Half Price Book Saturday. I also picked up Pasolini's Mama Roma at the same store. What a store that is. Holy, that's crazy. That's a really good setup, man. I never find cool stuff like that at Half Price Books. 6 Moral Tales, one of my favorite Criterion releases, so enjoy those. They're great, especially My Night at Maud's and Claire's Knee, I think is... Oh, and Love in the Afternoon. They're all great. They're all great, but those are my 3 favorites. Mama Roma, maybe my favorite film from the Pasolini 101 box set. Maybe second favorite, but we already talked about that on the channel. But yeah, that's a great find too, man. Congratulations. I recently had a little run-in with the Half Price Books that I shot last week. Me and John actually went out. That's going to be a fun video. I can't wait to get that up for you. I gotta edit that one, but we went out to meet a seller who was selling something online. Usually you got to get it shipped to you, but he was local. So I met him in person. I got my first ever Umbrella release. It's very exciting. Big, giant, limited edition. Met him in person, picked that up, and then we went into Half Price Books and picked up a few things too. Some more movies. So stay tuned for that video. Out and about, in-store hunting video coming soon. Dwayne The Rock Hudson, what's up, chat? Everyone having a Romare summer? Not yet, but hopefully. I'm hoping to do that, I think maybe July? I'm going to have to wait till July because June, I want to be focusing on Criterion, because I actually want to get some videos out leading up to the sale this year. I always put out a bunch of videos in July about Criterion stuff, but I actually want to prepare and put some videos out, recommendation videos ahead of time. Speaking of, got some brand new June releases here that just came out last month. We got Mishima and Brazil both on 4K right here. Got to watch those, and I want to talk about those on the channel. So stay tuned for that. More Criterion stuff coming soon. Dwayne also says you should always prioritize watching Showgirls. I don't know who he's talking to. Must be somebody else, because I didn't mention Showgirls. But hey, sure, why not? I'll agree with that. No Borders is here. Big Al and early movies. Any early movies you plan to pick up for Barnes & Noble Criterion sale next month? That's a great question. I usually have a list going in. I haven't put together a list yet, but there have been some really cool stuff that's come out since the November sale. And I kind of want to do a video going over all of those, like all the stuff that's come out since last November. There's been some big ones. I know everyone was excited about the Godzilla one. We also had Chungking Express and No Country for Old Men, Winchester 73, lots of stuff come out, and Anora. Everyone's super pumped about Anora. That's a big one. So yeah, I am going to be doing my homework before that sale starts Carrie Witt says, waiting for my Vincent order. Yeah, mine hasn't even shipped yet. We did that big live stream, and we waited till the very last possible second to order. So, yeah, mine's probably going to be the last order shipped. So, I haven't even got a shipping confirmation yet. So, we'll see. We'll see when that goes out. Anyway, let's jump into the new releases before we get too far off track here. Here they are, June 10th. Lots of stuff. Like I said, last week, not much coming out. We had Brazil, which I have right here on 4K. This is a big chunky boy. Look at this. Look how thick he is. It's almost as big as 2 Criterions. It's very thick. Lots of discs in here. You got the 4K and the Blu-ray combo pack. Brazil has had tons of releases from Criterion. You had the original DVD release that had like a slipcover and was extra thick too. Then you had the standard Blu-ray, which I have back there on the shelf. And then you got the 4K right here. So that came out last week. That was the big thing. But other than that, there wasn't really anything else of note. Some little things here and there. We also had Mishima. Like I said, both of these came out last week, right here at the beginning of June. So we've got these two 4K releases, both that I need to check out. But other than that, it was pretty light last week, and I didn't think we can get a whole show out of it. So I skipped on that, but I will be watching these soon and giving not necessarily a review. I don't usually do reviews on the channel, but I will be recommending whether or not I think you should upgrade those to 4K before the sale in July next month. But we're not talking about June 3rd. We're talking about June 10th, and that is what we got going on right here. I'm going to start with the Sean Connery 007 James Bond Collection 4K Limited Edition Steelbook Library Case Blu-ray. That's what they're calling this. Rolls right off the tongue. Here is the overview image. See, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like, am I wrong? Do we know? We used to get a lot of these kind of Steelbook box sets for franchises, especially back in the Best Buy days. I used to see these at Best Buy all the time. I never went for them because I'm not a big Steelbook guy, but if I'm going to get a Steelbook, this is kind of cool to get like a big case that they all fit into. I don't have any of these, actually. I don't have any Steelbook library sets. But it's cool that this is coming back. We've got we got Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, 6 movies, all the Sean Connery films. Got Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds Are Forever. All the discs have the same artwork on there, different colors. And then you get your little certificate of authenticity. So these are limited sets. It looks like they're limited to like 15, I can't read that. It's too small. Hopefully it says it here on the main page. Limited, it doesn't say, but it is a limited set. So if you want this, you're going to have to grab it pretty quickly, probably. I feel like this will probably sell out. I don't know how many there are, but Warner Brothers, it's not like it's Disney, so at least it'll last a little bit longer than a couple weeks. But 6 movies, and I don't even know the price. Let me click the pre-order link here so we can actually look at this. Well, nope. Temporarily out of stock on Amazon. So I'm going to have to Google and do some research later and find out the actual price point for that. But it's probably pretty expensive, especially these days, Steelbook collection like that. But it's pretty cool. I'm actually down with that. And I like that they're splitting them up by Bond. It's going to be weird because the Bonds all have like different numbers of films. Maybe they'll combine the shorter ones. That's probably what they'll do. But it's cool that Sean Connery has his own. And it's nice. It's kind of plain. I guess that's kind of what you want for James Bond. Just plain black with a very subtle 007 on it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the artwork. I'm not super excited about it, but it's got steelbooks inside, and those are colorful and have really cool artwork on them. So I guess it's okay if the outer box is a little plain. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you don't want to shell out probably $150, $200, I don't know the exact price, you can always get just the standard 4K with all 6 movies in it, just a standard case, 6 discs in there, I'm assuming. And it's got a Japanese artwork on the front, which is pretty cool. I actually really like the collage style artwork they've done for this. I wish it had a slipcover. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't see one. I don't think it does. I guess this is just the standard edition. You got to go with just the bare bones, or you got to go with the big Steelbook box set. But that by itself is $100 just for the case. So I'm assuming the Steelbook library set is going to be a lot more. But it's pretty cool. I like that they gave you the option. Disney wouldn't even give you the option. So very cool of Warner Brothers to give you the standard option. And before we jump off, before we get too far away, let's actually talk about this with you guys, because that's the big thing we're going to talk about today. Let me scroll back up. Jeffrey says, From Russia with Love would be great to rewatch in 4K. Well, there you go. Go ahead and grab it. Carrie Witt, I wish those Bond films had the original poster art. Yeah, that'd be cool to do on it. I don't know if do they usually do original poster art on Steelbooks? I don't know. I guess there's probably some examples of that. I'm going to talk about what Henry's talking about real quick because this is fascinating, and I like what he's talking about here. He says, DJ, I got my second Radiance title, Viva la Muerte, directed by Fernando Arrabal, a founder of the Surrealist Panic movement with Alejandro Jodorowsky and Roland Topor. I know about this. This is so cool. He says Roland Topor also created the Hieronymus Bosch-like drawings. Credits to Viva la Muerte. Anybody familiar with any of Arrabal's films or his other works? So I know Roland Topor from, obviously, the big René Laloux film, Fantastic Planet, and the 2 short films they collaborated on before that. I love Roland Topor. I wish I could get my hands on some of his art books because he's got such a unique, awesome style, and Fantastic Planet is one of the best animated movies of all time. He killed it on that. And I knew when I was researching for Fantastic Planet, I went on a podcast for that, I learned that he did start the Panic movement with Alejandro Jodorowsky, and but I didn't know Fernando Arrabal. Like, that's the one in that trio that I'm not familiar with. So I would love to see Viva la Muerte. That's been on my list for a while from Radiance, so I'd love to pick that up. Let me know how it is. That's very, very cool. Sean Fox, OMG, I'm getting the Bond set. I was named after Sean Connery, so he's special to me. That's really cool. That's Sean Fox. We have a lot of Seans, actually, that watch the channel, so here's a different Sean, but yeah, that's really cool. Sean Connery is your namesake. So you gotta get it. I mean, it's okay. It's gonna be expensive, but you'll be fine. Patrick Williams, popping in. Carrie Witt, 15... See, that's what I thought it said, but that's such a weird limited number. Is that a significant number in James Bond lore or something? Why is it 15,300? There you go. So you got a good chance of getting one. They're not that limited, but they are limited. Marty says, I'm already hearing reports the 007 films are cropped, among other supposed problems. Can anyone confirm? I'll stick with my 50th Blu-ray set until there's a complete 25 film set. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Sometimes sometimes people just like to spread drama, man. Drama sells. Anger sells. People love to do that. I haven't had to resort to that yet, but I also have a tiny little channel, so maybe I should. Internet user, do you also like your martini shaken, not stirred? I actually had a martini last night shaken that I made for myself because we rewatched Asteroid City. And if you don't remember, Asteroid City takes place in a desert town in the middle of nowhere at a hotel where they have a bunch of vending machines. And one of the vending machines is a martini machine. So everybody's always holding martinis the entire movie. You can see Scarlett Johansson's character holding one right there. So I wanted to get in the spirit of it, and I made myself a martini. I did wimp out and use vodka, though, instead of gin, because I hate gin, so sorry for you purists out there. I know that's offensive. Robert Rogers, Never Say Never Again, is a Sean Connery Bond movie, but it is not included. Anybody know why? I don't know why. That's super confusing. Strange. Carrie Witt, one Sean Connery set, one more set, one combining Dalton and Bronson, and then the Craig, I suppose. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's what I was thinking, because you got to combine some of them, because it would be weird if there was just a couple movies in there. Let me scroll down. Sean Fox says Never Say Never Again wasn't an Eon production like the others were, so maybe it's just a rights thing. No Borders. I've had decent experience with Rare Waves if Orbit or Diabolic don't have it. I've heard of Rare Waves. That was the one I think that people were throwing around when the Clint Eastwood sets, like the Arrow Video Clint Eastwood sets, were on sale in the UK, and like people were using Rare Waves because it was pretty cheap. I didn't pick those up, but I've heard good things about Rare Waves. LG, according to the certificate of authenticity that came with it, only 15,300 were made, likely sold out, but maybe we'll see some pop up from canceled orders and returns. Wow, well, we're talking way too much about this if it's already likely sold out. That is unfortunate. Swordfish, getting a 4K, another one people are excited about this week. We've got limited edition 4K HD from Arrow Video 2001. Look at this. Look at this. This is your standard Arrow Video release. It's got a slipcover. It's got artwork, art cards, and a little poster. I don't know if it's a double-sided poster or not. It usually is, but maybe it's not on this one. I don't know. They're not showing it off. Single disc, just the 4K Ultra HD. Arrow Video slimming down some of their limited editions. I guess they're not pulling in as much money as they used to, but there you go. It's a nice slipcover. it looks like the standard poster, like the original poster for it. 4K, and that's it. No Blu-ray, no DVD. But, people like this movie. It's a popular crime thriller from the early 2000s, right off the 90s, 2001. Look at this. This is the most early 2000s cast ever. Look at this cast. Wow, that's post-X-Men. That is a post-X-Men Hugh Jackman. He's too big to be X-Men 1 Hugh Jackman. He was very small in that movie. You got John Travolta, Halle Berry, and Don Cheadle. It's a super 2000s cast. You can wait for a Barnes & Noble sale, or you can pick it up on Amazon for $30. It's cheaper there right now. But list price is $50. $50 for just a standard 4K with a slipcover. It's a little steep, but that's what they cost. So what are you going to do? The Wiz, another 4K release from a boutique label, Criterion. This was a controversial one when it was announced. Some people very excited about it. Some people confused about the release. I've never seen it. I'm actually interested in checking it out. I like Wizard of Oz, one of my favorite movies. It's not really a franchise, but I like watching different adaptations of it, so I'll give this a chance. I want to watch it. 1978, directed by Sidney Lumet. Musical version of Wizard of Oz. Well, I guess it's always a musical, but another musical version. And I don't need to really say anything about it. Everybody knows what it is. It's a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Criterion keeps doing those, staying consistent with that, which is really cool, even though they have to make them a little chunkier. Like, it's interesting that they're choosing to do that. I got to give them credit for that. Like, we dog on Criterion sometimes for the prices and everything, but the fact that they are not just repurposing the exact same cases and the exact same artwork and just swapping out the Blu-ray for a 4K disc, the fact that they're like putting them in, because they got to reprint all of this artwork and make it reformat the size to fit to a 4K. They got to remake the digipacks and reprint all those because they're thicker than the normal digipacks that have the Blu-rays. So they're doing some work for these. I know that's not crazy. The artwork's still the same, but at least they're putting some work into it, giving people both discs. That's more bang for your buck than just a straight 4K like Arrow's doing. So I got to give Criterion credit where it's due. That's pretty cool. The last one on the top shelf before we get back to you guys is the 4K of Lord of Illusions Collector's Edition. I always air quote around that because Shout Factory's Collector's Editions are just movies in a case. There's nothing really collectible about it. I guess it's got a slipcover. But there it is. There's a slipcover. That's the artwork. Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions, 1995. Little supernatural horror mystery film. There you go. I don't know how popular that one is. It's pretty high up on the list, so people are probably excited about it. It's got a director's cut. It's a 4K Ultra HD only. No Blu-ray. It looks like a lot of the boutiques are getting out of the Blu-ray game, just including the 4K. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know I've heard some complaints about that in the past. Some people, and I'm not even showing my screen, sorry about this. There it is, Lord of Illusions. I'll show you this. Some people get really upset when they don't include the Blu-ray because not everybody has a 4K player in every room of their house, and they like to watch it in different places. I usually only watch movies in one place, so I'm okay with just having one 4K player, and I don't really use Blu-ray discs. But I could see the need if you want to watch movies all over your house. I've heard that complaint, but I could go either way. You are getting more bang for your buck though, which is kind of nice. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat about those three releases we just talked about. Scrolling back up. Yes, Carrie Witt Rare Waves was awesome. I got the Clint sets and they were very cheap and very fast shipping. I got the Arrow Dollars Trilogy 4Ks from Rare Waves and Throne of Blood, and they shipped when available for one cost. They even added an extra film at no cost when I asked. Great service. Wow. So a couple people, no borders, chiming in about Rare Waves. I'll use them eventually when I need to get something from overseas. I just didn't have the money to pick those sets up. Dan's Den says the Wiz is kind of a mess, but it does look quite stunning. Good reason to maybe release it on 4K. Ethan says Swordfish is a terrible film, would be completely forgotten if not for Halle Berry's nude scene. Well, I mean, and that seems to resonate with the Arrow video audience a little bit. 4K. Did not know about that, but I didn't even know about Swordfish. I hadn't heard about it until I was getting a 4K from Arrow Video. Mark says, speaking of Bond, I can hardly wait for the George Lazenby box set. Sean Fox, thanks. I didn't know it was her first film. She's a great actress. Must be talking to somebody else. Carrie Witt, Swordfish and Wiz aren't great, but are very much relics of their time, which is an interesting thing. I mean, a lot of collecting is film preservation, and preserving, older eras of film and cinema. And I don't know if it has an audience. A lot of these are cult followings. Some of these releases sound like absolute trash to some collectors, and then some collectors love them. So I don't want to discriminate. I just haven't seen either film, so I definitely don't want to give an opinion until I've seen them. But I lean more towards The Wiz. I'm hoping that's good. I'm hoping I enjoy it anyway. Baloney is here. He'll be picking up The Wiz tomorrow. Where are you getting it from? Let us know. You going to Barnes & Noble? They usually get them out, pretty much day of. Google's The Wiz gives me a weird vibe, so it's got that going for it. I could stand to watch it again. Yeah, is it as weird as Return to Oz? Because I love Return to Oz. If it has any of that flavor at all, that would be great. Dwayne hasn't seen The Wiz, but that's very true for Swordfish. So it also has a weird vibe. Interesting. Maybe there's a reason they were both released this week. Maybe that'll be our theme, is just weirdo movies. Marty saw Lord of Illusions in theaters when it came out. It's more of a film noir horror. A great performance by Scott Bakula. Interesting. A film noir horror. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. Would you consider Nightmare Alley one of those? The original? Even at $29.99, can't justify picking up Swordfish. Will likely only watch once and let it occupy coveted media shelf real estate space. That's true. I mean, I'm not the biggest Arrow video collector, but they have their purists, they have their completionists, so I'm sure that'll sell. That limited edition will obviously sell out. JT popping in, says, hello, DJ. Hello, everyone. Sorry to be late to the party. No worries. No worries at all. We have just only made it through the top shelf. We're rambly tonight, so we'll see how far we get. Robert Rogers, I have the old Twilight Time Blu-ray of Melvin and Howard. Twilight Time is cool. I would love to collect Twilight Time, but nowadays everything that they had is getting picked up by other labels, so I feel like right when I buy it, it'll get a 4K release or something, and then I'll regret it. Because those Twilight Times are expensive. Not all of them, but some of the ones I want are pretty pricey. There's a Jimmy Stewart movie that I really want that's a Twilight Time release. Tracy, I ordered my first film from the Classic Flicks label, Vogues of 1937, thanks to your Classic Flicks video. Amazing. I hope you enjoy it. That's really cool. I didn't know about that one. I love Classic Flicks. I've only just made one order from them myself. Thanks. Yeah, I got a very positive reaction to that video. That was a quick video. I just threw it up real quick at the end of last week. Actually, it was just yesterday. So thanks for that. I heard from a lot of people that they enjoyed that. I'm going to try to do, actually, I already shot my second one for Flickr Alley. So that'll be up. I got an order from Flickr Alley, which also does very similar releases to Classic Flicks. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably drop that. I mean, it's ready to drop now. I could drop it tomorrow morning. I might wait till Wednesday to give this video some legs for a couple days first. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I do that. John just picked up In a Lonely Place Criterion. I need to watch it ASAP. Do it. It's really good. It's really good, especially if you like meta Hollywood stuff. He plays like a Hollywood script writer, and if you love noirs, it's great. It's classic. You got to check it out. I really enjoyed that one. We watched that last November in Noirvember. Dan's Den, Nightmare Alley. The 40s version is more noir. I don't consider it straight up horror. Well, yeah, we weren't talking about straight up horror. We talk about horror noir-ish, like just a horror theme to it. I could see that. It's more like just straight up thriller, I guess. Let's see. I'm gonna jump back unless I see something I want to go. Oh, another Sean. We have a third Sean here in the chat. Sean's Physical Media. Is that Jimmy Stewart movie, The Man from Laramie? I also want that one, but it's way too expensive. I don't think so. I didn't even know about that one. There's another one. It's like a pseudo supernatural horror movie that stars him. But yeah, there's another one. Yeah, and it's probably super expensive because all those Twilight Times are like 60, 70, $80 sometimes. That's what happens when the whole company goes under. We've got a Working Man. Let's go in a completely different direction. A Working Man 4K plus digital from Warner Brothers, starring Jason Statham with a hammer. And what else? What is in his other hand? Is it a gun? I can't even tell. The poster is so dark. Is he holding a gun? Could be a power drill. Could be a stapler. I have no idea what that is. Jason Statham running around hitting people with objects. There you go. That's basically 90% of his career. This is a 2025 movie. I didn't even hear of it. I didn't even know it was coming out. It could be amazing, but it's directed by David Ayer, who does not have a good track record lately. but I don't want to besmirch it. I haven't seen it. Let me know if you've seen Working Man on 4K. Another 2025 movie with the worst Blu-ray cover I've ever seen. Drop. This is Drop 4K. I think I actually saw the trailer for this pop up on like a YouTube video I was watching. It's like a horror movie about I believe she's on a Tinder date, and then like someone has her kid kidnapped at home with the babysitter, and she like can't leave the date, or she can't let the date know anything that's going on, or he'll kill her son or something. Very suspenseful, Blumhouse kind of horror movie right there. It says the top. Look at this awful cover. You got the giant 4K banner at the top. Then underneath it, you got 4K Blu-ray and digital banner. Then underneath that, you got collector's edition banner. Then underneath that, you have an invisible banner with from Blumhouse producers at Mithrigan and Platinum Dunes producers of A Quiet Place and the director of Happy Death Day. Then you finally get to the title of the dang movie, and then there's a certified fresh sticker printed onto the slipcover over to the right, and you finally get your image. Less than half of the whole case is the poster to the movie. This is atrocious. What is this, Blumhouse? This is awful. This is the worst cover I've ever seen. This can't be topped, I don't think. It looks like it's trying to go for like the Substance cover where it had like the big bar across the top and the big bold text. What is this? This is horrible. We don't need 17 banners across the top. We don't need a certified sticker stuck to the front. This is least common denominator marketing. This is nobody's fault. This is just executive crap that, I'm not blaming the designers or anything. They don't have a choice. They don't have a say in this. They get all this stuff plopped on their desk. You need to include this, and all you have room for is her eyes on the end of the phone. Terrible. But if you want to get the drop, it's coming out this week on 4K, Blu-ray, and digital. The one thing that's coming out this week that's in all formats is the drop from Universal Studios. $28, Amazon. Check the pinned comment for the link. I'll try to put it in there. Sorry for the rant. Back to the list. Return of the Living Dead 4K Blu-ray Steelbook and Blu-ray. This is 4K and Blu-ray in one Steelbook. This is from Shout Factory. This is surprising how low this is on the list. Look at this. This artwork is amazing. This is really cool. This is a complete opposite of the last one we talked about. It's all artwork. It's a boutique label. Obviously, they have more free reign to do artwork for their stuff because people are aware of their releases. They don't need to sell them at a Walmart. But look at that. That's fun. Return of the Living Dead 1985 Steelbook edition from Shout Factory. List price is $45. Those are expensive, those Shout Factories, so you got to wait for a sale on those. Even Amazon's not selling it for that cheap right now, so you might have to wait for a Shout Factory sale. Make sure the money goes directly to them. Next up, we've got another Steelbook. This one is an Amazon exclusive Steelbook. All over the place these days. You got Amazon exclusives, Walmart exclusives, Shout Factory website exclusives, everywhere. You got to pay attention. This is why we got to do it. I got to do a whole show about this stuff just so I can keep up with what the heck is coming out. This is from 1983, 2 years earlier. This is The Dead Zone, getting a 4K plus Blu-ray, again, Steelbook. And look at that. It's another Shout Studios release, just like the last one, same exact format, but this one's exclusive to Amazon because they got the rights over there and the rights are over here, and everything's all confusing and we can't keep anything straight. So this is a David Cronenberg film. You got to go to Amazon to pick it up. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys. That's all I know about Dead Zone. It's coming out this week. Then we're going 3 for 3 with Steelbooks here. We've got Air America. This one is not from Shout Factory. This one's from Lionsgate. Are you still with me? We're going back to Lionsgate. Different Steelbook producer. Lionsgate's the one that does the slipcovers on the Steelbooks, and they look great. This looks amazing. I don't even know what this movie is, but the Steelbook looks great. That's what they do. They sell you on movies you never heard of or don't know about or haven't seen because they put a really cool art on the Steelbook and they put a really cool slipcover over the top. That's the problem with us collectors. This is also a 4K and a Blu-ray. You got a 1990s action war film starring Richard Rush, Christopher Robbins, make sure you hit the S on that, and John Escow. John Escow? I don't know any of these 90s actors. This is before my time, but I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it has its fan base. I'm sure everyone is going to be excited about that because it's a Lionsgate Steelbook, and everybody buys Lionsgate Steelbooks. I don't know if it's exclusive or not. It doesn't say on Blu-ray.com. It could be exclusive. it doesn't say it's a Lionsgate Limited. It doesn't have the Lionsgate Limited logo up at the top, so I'm guessing it's fair game. I'm guessing you might see this in your Walmart if you have a Cool Kids Walmart, or on Amazon if you frequent Amazon. I don't think it's Lionsgate Limited, though. It doesn't have the logo, so I'm going to say it is straight off the presses, right to your local store, wherever you buy Blu-ray Steelbooks. All right, I've talked a lot. I've rambled through an entire second shelf. So let's talk to the guys in the chat, see what people are saying, see if they agree with me on the Drop's horrendous packaging. If not, I do have an eject button, and I can eject you from the live stream if I need to. Patrick Craig, jumping in right here. I actually kind of like Swordfish. It's certainly not peak cinema, but it's fun 2000s cheese. Definitely will get Dark City. I also will definitely get Dark City. I'm excited about that one. I'm saving a little bit of money in my back pocket for the next Arrow sale so I can pick that up, because I don't want to do another Waterworld. I paid, what was it, like $65? Maybe 70 with tax. Outrageous. I paid I wanted to get Waterworld like the day it came out so I could do a video about it, and I have nostalgic connection to that movie, and I had a lot of fun with it. I've watched it several times since then. I showed it to my wife. I showed it to a friend of mine. But day and date, like the day it came out at Barnes & Noble, super expensive. And I probably could have waited for a sale. You never know, though, because like sometimes those sell out, those limited editions, sometimes they don't. I think the Conan ones sold out pretty quick. But I feel like I'll be able to wait on Dark City and pick it up for half price at the next sale. So hopefully I can get away with that. Connor Nielsen, I grabbed the Twilight Time release of The Birth of a Nation. Don't foresee any label putting that one out for a while. There is a Kino Lorber. I've tossed around getting the Kino Lorber version of that for a while. I don't know which one I should get. I don't know, let me know if the Twilight Time has like better bonus features or something. But I think there's a Kino Lorber version. Probably also not in print either, though. Patrick, I've gone through a Yakuza Japanese crime movie marathon the last 2 weeks, mostly Radiance releases. They put out a lot of that stuff, so that makes sense, which have all been fantastic. Pretty cool. I would love to get into more Radiance. I can't keep up. They're cranking them out. Oh, I did not hear that, Mark. That's awesome. Did you hear James Stewart's Harvey is coming to 4K? Nope, I didn't, but that's great. I don't know if I would upgrade that one or not. I love that movie. It's a really, really good movie. Got it back there on Blu-ray, but that's really cool. It depends. It depends on who's releasing it. Is it just like a studio release? I don't know. I don't know if I need to upgrade it to 4K or not, but that's a great movie, and I'm sure it would look great. Patrick again, and I was really blown away by Deaf Crocodile's inflatable sex doll of the Wastelands, which was a great mind-bending noir. Man, I need to watch that. I'm behind on Deaf Crocodile. I need to catch up. I did watch Bill Plimpton's I Married a Strange Person, which was something else. It was very strange. But I need to catch up. I'm a few releases behind, so I got to watch Sex Doll. I gotta get caught up. There's too much to watch, guys. Dwayne, I kind of liked Drop, by the way. Cool. Blumhouse is up in the air, man. It's total crapshoot whether or not Blumhouse is going to put out. I feel like their batting average is not great. I feel like when they started, people were like, "Oh, this is like a new A24," and then they've put out so many things that people didn't like that they've kind of got a reputation as not being a good horror studio anymore, which is unfortunate because I know they started out great. Dan's Den, the Drop cover should have been dropped. Jar Jar Ed, hey, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you on the stream in forever. I hope we don't have to wait forever for the Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan collections. Hopefully not. If this one sold out as fast as it sounds like it did, hopefully they get those other ones cranked out soon. But I don't know if these are they restoring these in 4K for this collection, or were they already on 4K? Because if they are doing restorations still, you want them to take their time. You don't want them to rush it. But I don't know if these are already on 4K and this is just a Steelbook version. Carrie Witt, The Return of the Living Dead SB is low because Shout Factory already did this one. This is the same release, just with different artwork. Okay, that makes sense. So people aren't jazzed about double dipping. Jar Jar Binks, Roger Moore, and Pierce... Not Jar Jar Binks, Jar Jar Ed. Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan are my favorites. I would give almost anything to see The Spy Who Loved Me and Goldeneye on 4K. Wow, you guys are very talkative today. I'm never going to get back to the new releases. I'm loving it. I'm appreciating all the engagement here. Let me scroll up to where I was and read a couple more, and then I'll get back to the new releases. Juan Carlos Moreno. I don't like the art of the 4K Steelbooks of the Sean Connery 007 set, but ordered because I don't have them, and the first 6 Bond films are amazing. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, it goes either way. I mean, it depends. It's very limited. It's just standard. It's like a photo on the front of the Steelbook. They could have did something a little bit more creative, but the films are the films. And, you're not going to see the cover art that much, except for when you open it up for 2 seconds. You are going to see that outer box, though, which is just black, which is kind of, I don't know, it looks kind of like an eyesore on the shelf. I wish it had a little bit more going on. Leon, looking forward to receive the Wiz 4K Criterion release tomorrow. So you pre-ordered it. That's pretty cool. I like to see that. Dan said, I need to see more Plimpton. I need to see more Plimpton too, because I don't know how I feel about I don't think I should have started with I Married a Strange Person. I think I maybe should have started with a different one. Hopefully they're not all exactly like that, but we'll see. We'll see if I have a couple other of his films too already, because I've already released 3. So I'll try those before I have final judgments on Bill Plimpton, because that movie was weird. Speaking of, here it is. Look at that. Perfect segue. I Married a Strange Person, the standard edition. If you don't like the big bulky box sets, I should have got it down off the shelf because it's right there, but it's like this big slipcase with a big 80-page book in it. This is just the standard edition, just the standard case, not the Skinavo case, which comes in the limited. There you go. I Married a Strange Person. It is, I would not recommend this movie to very many people. It is intentionally trying to be tasteless. Like, that's the whole point of it. He opens it up with the big quote from Picasso where Picasso says, good taste is the enemy of creativity, or something like that. He's like throwing this in your face, like, you can't be mad at my movie because Picasso agrees with me. So like, it's just trying to be tasteless the entire time. Very creative, like some of the most creative animation I've ever seen, but it's every kind of tasteless, crass, gross out stuff you could ever see in a movie. So not very entertaining, but very visually creative with what he's doing on a very unique animation style. And I like to see his animation style in a different story, but it's basically about a guy who gets struck by lightning and gets superpowers, which is basically he can just do anything that his mind can create. And he gets very, very sexual, very, very gross, very violent. And it's just like a Weird Al animated music video, but like even more vulgar and crazy. I don't know. It didn't 100% work for me, but I'd like to see more of his stuff in that visual style. We've also got Gwen and the Book of Sand getting a re-release, which came out a while back with the limited edition from Def Crocodile. This is an amazing animated movie. I actually love this movie. Super unique. Throw it up there with Fantastic Planet, which I mentioned earlier in the stream. I think it's just as good and impacted me just as much, and I can't wait to rewatch it. So I highly recommend Gwen and the Book of Sand. It is a hand-painted animated movie. Like, they're actually painting with paints, and everything is animated. Beautiful animation. Some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen. Highly recommend that. 1984 French animated film. Just 80 minutes. Some really good commentary in there. I don't want to give anything away, but I highly recommend that one. We've also got Dan to Dan. That's a TV show. Hold on. We don't talk about TV shows. Dan to Dan Season 1 coming out from Shout Factory. We've also got 11 Rebels from 2024. This is Well Go USA, a very, very small label that we don't talk about very often, but you've got like a modern 2024 samurai film, which could be kind of fun. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but it just came out last year. Don't know what the reception is on that one, but as a 4K release. And then we've also got, we're pretty much getting to the bottom here. We got a lot of TV stuff. We got some re-releases. I'm going to speed through these other boutiques right here. We got Full Moon Features releasing Crash and Burn on Blu-ray. Look at that. Look at that. That kind of looks like an AI poster, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's just a Photoshop effect. But that's getting a Blu-ray release. That's a 1990 sci-fi horror film with a giant robot. And then we've got from NVD, a label that I still want to get into. Maybe this will be one of the upcoming obscure label videos, because I've never ordered anything from NVD before. And they've got so much stuff, and I don't know where to start because they've got a lot of different stuff. Look at this. They've got a limited slipcover, and they show you the wrap the A side and the B side, which is pretty cool. I like their style. I just don't know if I'm going to like the movies that they put out. But that's Terminus, getting a Blu-ray, 1987, another sci-fi film. So two little like lower budget, cult classic, maybe, sci-fi films coming out from MVD and Full Moon Pictures. And then we've got some TV stuff. We've got, this is interesting. I didn't realize what's going on here. So this is Mary Pickford, The Little American, 1917, and it's getting a release from VCI, which is fascinating because this already has a release, and I have it right here, and I just showed it to you because this is my... Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was a Flickr Alley release. It's actually a Classic Flicks release, so it's still back there on the shelf. But Classic Flicks, right? I think I'm wrong again. Hold on a second. It is right there. We're gonna grab it because this is a Flickr Alley release. You see? Right there again, Mary Pickford. I see. This is this is the same actress, but it's a different film. That's pretty cool, actually. I might have to check this out. So this is a 1925 film, Little Annie Rooney. Sorry for the long road we took to get here. But this is a different film. It's starring the same actress from 1917. She was big during the silent era. And I might have to check this out. This is from VCI. Hold on a second, guys. I want to read what this is about. A young woman follows her after two European suitors who were called back home at the outbreak of World War I. So just a straight-up war drama from the silent era starring Mary Pickford. Wow, interesting. I might have to look more into that. VCI is another label, small label, that I have never ordered from or picked any releases up from. So I might have to look into that too. That's coming out this week. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I go on tangents because I am interested in them, and hopefully that wasn't too boring for you. TerraVision, another smaller boutique label that we don't talk about very much. TerraVision is putting out Shoestring Slashers. Is this a box set? Interesting. Another one I got to look more into because I don't know too much about this. So this is a box set 1988 to 2009. It doesn't say the movies that it includes. Hopefully this poster does. Oh, Phantom Brother, Beware, and Basement Jack. This is pretty cool. I don't know that I've ever seen TerraVision do like a collection box set like this. This looks very cool. This looks like something that would come out of Arrow Video. It says it includes a fold-out poster, and it is limited to 1,500 units. So there's the three films. There's the three artwork. So we've got Basement Jack, which I think is the newest film. Then we've got Beware, and we've got Phantom Brother. Doesn't look like films that I would be super into, but it does look cool. I'm assuming by the title, Shoestring Slashers, that these are like super low budget slasher films. Like I said, from 1988 to 2009. That's pretty cool. Another one I'm surprised to see that far down the list. I guess it's a niche audience for that, but it looks like a pretty cool set if that's your thing. I mean, if you're a Vincent collector, that looks like something you got to pick up. We got Borderline coming out from Magnolia Pictures, 2025 film. Little comedy, a little romantic comedy here, starring Samara Weaving and nobody else I recognize. But there you go. That's coming out also. From the writer of Cocaine Bear was the best credit they could put on the front of that one. And we'll stop right here with Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf getting a 4K Blu-ray release. This is also a collection of films. Look at that. Look at that. That's fine artwork. It's all right. It's pretty cool. This includes 4 films. Dr. Jekyll y el Hombre Lobo. Dr. Jekyll versus the Werewolf, Dr. Jekyll versus the Wolfman, and Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf. So 4 films, it looks like, in one Mondo Macabro set. We're getting into the weeds today, guys. Good grief. I'm stumbling over my words. There's so many weird things coming out this week, but we made it through most of it. We've got a couple more stragglers there at the bottom. I'll jump back in a second and see if we can pick any more of those up. But let's see what people are saying in the chat, because this has gone down quite the rabbit hole this week. Internet user Criterion announcements should be up either later this week or earlier next week. Curious as to what will be released alongside the Wes Anderson films. Exactly. And I want to know if it's a big week. I know some people were speculating that it was going to be a small month because, and that's why they let us know about the set. I think it was more that Wes Anderson just spilled the beans about that set and they had no choice but to announce it, because I knew about that set a couple days before. Somebody emailed me and was like, hey, Wes Anderson was just on a podcast or an interview or something and he said he was working on this set. So I feel like they just had to release it after he said that. I don't know if that was the plan to always release it. Maybe it was. But yeah, we knew about it a couple days before they announced it. No Borders, probably more of the BFI Kurosawa's on Criterion collection soon. That's a very good guess, because I know BFI, or is it Curzon? One of the UK labels has been putting out a lot of Kurosawa's stuff on 4K, so they might be playing catch up. Robert, I have that Annie Rooney that you showed. I really enjoyed it. I also bought her Sparrows at the same time. I need to watch that one. Yeah, I mentioned it in the Flickr Alley video that I just did, but it hasn't been uploaded yet. I found this at a Half Price Books or a CD Warehouse, I think. It was CD Warehouse, actually. Super cool. I've never seen a Flickr Alley in the wild before, and it was still sealed, so I was very happy to get it. I always think that, this is why I got confused earlier, I always think that it's the title of the movie, because they have Mary Pickford so much bigger than the actual title of the movie, which is little Annie Rooney. But yeah, obviously she's the star of the film. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll have to watch that soon. I have several silent movies that I want. I want to do like a silent film month or something and play catch up on some of the ones I have. Ethan, speaking of, there are Billy Bevan and Lupino Lane silent comedy sets Amazon has cheap right now from a new boutique label. I ordered them yesterday. Again, you can't keep up with all these boutique labels. I feel like there's a new one that comes out every month. It's not really, but that's what it feels like sometimes. No Borders. Also look at Janus re-release titles, and you'll see what restorations they have easy access to. Yes, and we talked about René Laloux earlier. Janus announced a restoration and did a trailer for one of his other animated films recently. So I'm hoping that's coming to Criterion soon. Maybe that'll be on the September slate. But yeah, it's a good idea to always look at their restoration trailers, because Criterion uses a ton of those. Does anyone else use Janus's restorations? Or is it just Criterion? Because I feel like Studio Canal's restorations everybody uses, but I don't hear a lot of other people using Janus's. Anyway, Grayson Piershale, did you catch what the Prepare Yourself was for Deaf Crocodile? Yes, I saw. I don't know if it was your comment or somebody left a comment explaining what that was, and it sounds absolutely bonkers. And I still have it over here, actually. I think it's still over here off to the right. But yeah, I'll watch it, I guess, when it comes out, because I try to keep up with Deaf Crocodile, but it sounds crazy. Carrie Witt, DJ, check out Bill Plimpton's Plimptunes. Yeah, I'm going to. I have a bunch more of his stuff back there, because Deaf Crocodile also put out the Tune, which sounds much more like something I'm gonna love. And then they also put out one recently that I just got on the shelf back there. It's like a alien invasion thing, which looks a little bit more similar to the one I just mentioned, I Married a Strange Person. Why So Bluetooth Hidden Fortress is getting a sweet BFI 4K disc release. Yeah, like I said, they've been cranking those out. BFI is frustrating, because some of their releases, like Kronos recently, got the big hard box slip box release, like the nicest version that they do. And then the Kurosawa ones are getting like cardboard. Like, they're not consistent. Like, some of their 4Ks get the nice big hard box releases, and then you would think Kurosawa would be like one of the top selling things, and some of those are getting like just plastic or just cardboard slip covers. So I don't know what the deal is. I wish they would get more consistent with their releases, so they could, look like a collection together. Internet user, didn't Criterion say they'll put out a 4K of High and Low to coincide with the Spike Lee film? That would be amazing. That is a great... I forgot I've seen that. I always think of myself as only seeing Hidden Fortress, but I have seen another Kurosawa film, very different one. High and Low is amazing. I watched that last year. Blew me away. One of the best... I guess it's not technically a noir film. One of the best crime thriller films I've seen. Sean, should I go Criterion or BFI for Kurosawa? I'm probably not the most qualified person to answer that, but I know a lot of people do prefer BFI. I think they do better encoding or what. Yeah, I'm not a huge technical person, but if you go to the channels that tackle that kind of stuff, they always slam Criterion for like bad encoding on the discs, and other boutique labels do it better. Also, if you like bigger, bulky packaging, the BFI releases include more stuff, and like I said, it's a big box. I don't know. It's totally up to you, whichever one you find interesting. I don't know a lot about BFI's supplements. I know Criterion usually does a good job with supplements, but I haven't watched a lot of BFI releases. But maybe they do. They probably do a good job as well. No Borders. I prefer the BFI's 4Ks, better mastering, Dolby Vision, and I have the CC, so get different extras. Okay, so you already have the Blu-ray, so you go for the 4Ks. That makes sense. It makes sense if you already have those supplements, because that would be the main reason to get the Criterion. Let's see. Also from No Borders, I saw the Time Masters in the theater. Only Criterion uses Janus, 99% certain unless weird rights issues. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Time Masters Blu-ray, because the Time Masters DVD, I only saw it on DVD a couple years ago, and it was a really bad DVD. Like the subtitles were like burned in, and they were very blurry and yellow and like really hard to see. So I missed some of the dialogue and exposition and stuff. So I'd love to get a nice crisp 4K even. Like we don't get any animated movies in 4K from Criterion. So that'd be really cool. If they did like a Rene Laloux, I would love a double feature, because he only did 2 other films, like feature films. He did Fantastic Planet, and then he did Time Masters and only 1 other film. So I would love if they would just do both. Just put them both out together. Baloney, I got my weekly fix this week from Criterion. Early DVD titles: Cecil B. DeMille's King of Kings, Trouble in Paradise, and A Canterbury Tale. Good ones. Trouble in Paradise is great. I actually recommend, I know you've already bought it, so it's too late, but if you watch my Flickr Alley video that's coming out tomorrow or the next day, Flickr Alley just put out a beautiful release of King of Kings on Blu-ray with multiple cuts of the film and a booklet and everything. It's awesome. I chose it over the Criterion edition because it's better. So that's what I went with. But we'll see. We'll get that Flickr Alley video up in a couple days so you guys can look at the other stuff that I bought from them. Baloney Blu-ray acquisitions are The Red Balloon and Other Stories and Othello. Red Balloon is one of my favorite movies of all time, and the rest of the movies on that set are really fun too. Show them to your kids. They're great. Where am I? JT, are you planning to pick up Deaf Crocodile's The Tragedy of Man? I've only heard good things about it, and it pre-ordered it last week. I will. If they send it to me to review, I'll do that. If they don't, I'll pick it up, because I have a complete collection of Deaf Crocodile, so I'm trying to stay up to date on those. But they've been announcing stuff like crazy. I haven't even been able to keep up lately. Like I said, I'm already a couple behind that they've sent me, and then they've already announced like 4 or 5 more. So it's crazy. I'm happy for them. I love that they're just having a abundance of releases lately. But it's hard to keep up. They're killing it lately. What else do we have? Grayson, I've caught up with all the Deaf Crocodile limited deluxe editions. Now to get all the older ones. Yeah, you might want to hold off, because they're re-releasing some of them. I just saw recently that they're doing another Pied Piper. Like, I have the old Vincent slipcover. Actually, I have the Kickstarter slipcover of Pied Piper. But they just announced a new one, a new limited edition box set version, and it includes other of the same director's films. So I would highly recommend getting that over the original, because he's an animated director that does a lot of different kinds of animation. So he's done wildly different things. So I can't wait I'm probably gonna have to double dip on that one, because it looks really cool. And I'm kind of, I don't know. I was gonna say I'm kind of bummed because I hunted down all that original run, and now it looks like they're gonna re-release most of it, if not all of it, because they're also doing another box set for the Russian Fantastica films, which I have back there, the original. It's a different box set. It's not as cool as that one, but you can get it for a decent price. So it's cool. I'm glad. I'm happy that they're re-releasing stuff for the people that didn't get it. But yeah, I could have saved some money if I would have just waited. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Magnitude Rev. Oh, they're talking about, okay, so I'm going to scroll back up. Connor, gotta say, highest to lowest does look pretty cool. Couldn't really see a Spike take on Kurosawa, but I am in for Denzel's take on that Mifune character. Magnitude Rev says highest to lowest has had mediocre reactions from Cannes. I'll watch it because it's Spike Lee, but would be going in with low expectations. So people kind of excited about that film. let me actually jump back real quick to the new releases because we've gotten way off track, and I want to finish up and see if there's anything else we want to talk about. I think a lot of these are just re-releases. Here's another one. We've got Freckled Max and the Spooks, which is another Deaf Crocodile release that's getting a standard edition. We've already got the limited of this. I have it back there on the shelf. It's the other one I want to get to. It came out the same time as I Married a Strange Person. So I got to watch that. But if you didn't want to get the limited and you want the standard, that's coming out this week. We got Blu-ray versions of things that we've already talked about. This is cool. Let's talk about this. I have mixed feelings on these 4 film collections from Warner Archive. On one hand, it's really cool that you get 4 films for only $40. That's $10 a film, obviously. But on the other hand, I kind of like having individual releases. Warner Archive, I guess it doesn't really matter because they're just pretty bare bones. They have a couple supplements, but they're just one disc. So this is fine. I already have Mutiny on the Bounty back there. I have a Digibook release of that, but I don't have the other 3. So this is cool that they're including all these. This is a Clark Gable collection. It has 4 films in it, including Mutiny on the Bounty, San Francisco, Wife versus Secretary, and Idiot's Delight. So all kinds of stuff on here. Look at most of them look like comedies, but Mutiny on the Bounty is included, which is kind of cool. Looks like the outlier on this list. But that's fun. If you just want the movies, you just want the discs, you don't care about, aesthetics or packaging or anything, just grab this. You get 4 movies for $10 each. Even cheaper right now, $36.99 on Amazon. Great deal, which is basically the only place you can get Warner Archive stuff anyway these days, unless you go for like the weird Movie Zing sites. We've got another Deaf Crocodile release that's getting a standard edition that we've already talked about on the channel. I got a review of this film out, The Cathedral of New Emotions, another very strange animated film, but if you don't want to get the limited, it's a little bit more pricey, you can get the standard. And then we've got another 4 film collection from Warner Brothers. These are already previously released films, but they release them in these 4-packs, which is kind of nice. Is Elizabeth Taylor, the Elizabeth Taylor collection, including Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which I already have back there. Last Time I Saw Paris, Reflections in a Golden Eye, ironic, and then Father of the Bride, the original, which I've never seen, stars Spencer Tracy and Joan Bennett. My wife loves the remake of Father and the Bride. That's one of her favorite movies that she grew up with, so I've always wanted to see the original. So that's kind of cool that it's included in the 4-pack. Those are the 4 films included in the Elizabeth Taylor collection, and everything else is just re-releases. Re-releases of Arrow Video stuff, re-release of Career Opportunities. Yeah, re-releases. Yeah, just there's a lot of re-releases down here. Nothing else we really need to talk about. We covered it all, and it was a lot of stuff. So hopefully you made it through. Let's keep talking. Let's keep this going for a few more minutes here. 15 more minutes. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me scroll back up. Keep up with you guys here. Ooh, I just saw a super chat come through. We'll get to that in just a second. Thank you, whoever did that. Always appreciate that. I never mention it, but I never remember to bring it up. But yeah, super chats are always welcome and greatly appreciated. We'll get to that in just a second. Google's Trouble in Paradise is one of my top 10 films. Trouble in Paradise is great. It is a pre-code film that could not have been made just a couple years later. It's really, really good. I love the relationship stuff in there. I think it's very smart and sophisticated and ahead of its time, or maybe not ahead of its time, just like realistic and then we had to like backtrack once the Hays Code kicked in. Kevin House, does anybody else here hate it when white subtitles are placed against very light backgrounds? It makes some of them hard to read. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever run into that. I don't know. I imagine I wouldn't like that if I couldn't read the subtitles. No Borders. Sean, I'm a longtime Criterion collector and fan. Is this another Sean? We got another Sean? How many Seans do we have here? Collector and fan, but the BFI Kurosawa releases are really awesome and 4Ks are region free. Okay, he's talking to Sean. Okay, his name is not Sean. Juan Corzon announced a Henneke box. I know. I saw that. Now we got to decide. Do we want the Curzon version or do we want the Umbrella version? I've been told by a couple people in my life that I would like his stuff. Maybe not Funny Games, but his other stuff I would appreciate. So I don't know. The Umbrella set was very expensive. I have all the other Curzon box sets except for one, so it would make more sense for my collection to get the Curzon version. It's really cool. Check it out, guys, if you haven't seen it yet. The Curzon box set, it's all white. It looks just like the other ones back there, like the Lars von Trier and the... I've shown all those off before. I won't get into them again. But yeah, No Border says Curzon versus Umbrella. It depends. If you want the more, like, I don't know, classy looking minimal box sets, you can't really see any of them right now because I'm covering up all of them. But there's the Bellatar one right there. They're all solid. They got like a cloth-bound book aesthetic going on. They're pretty cool. I like them. But then the Umbrella, of course, is like the big flashy, giant, huge box set. So it's going to be tough. You got to make a decision. Baloney. I also got the Wonderful World of the Brothers Grimm Blu-ray. And ABBA Against the Odds. I went through the Criterion site and have a list of 40 titles to choose from in July. 40 titles to choose from. Okay, so you're not going to get all 40 of them in July. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to make a list, and I still have a gift card for Barnes & Noble that I got for my birthday from my in-laws, like way back in my birthday in January. So I've got quite a bit of money to spend on Criterions. So I'll pick up some things next month, and we'll do all the July stuff like we usually do. Ethan, how long does it take to get stuff from Vinegar Syndrome? Well, it depends. It doesn't usually take that long, but during the halfway to Black Friday sale, like, everybody orders at the same time, so that takes a long time. Like, they shut their whole site down for a month just to keep up with orders. So it's going to take a while. He says, you cost me $100 2 weeks ago, and I haven't got an email since the order acknowledgement. I haven't either. My stuff hasn't shipped. So if you bought it the same day as me, we're in the same boat. And I didn't cost you $100. What are you blaming me for? I was just shopping, and you were eavesdropping. Google's, if you order Vinegar Syndrome during the crazy sales, it takes months or more. Still haven't shipped my Showgirls. Yeah, we're all in the same boat. Grayson, yeah, they're releasing most of everything, but I'm a sucker and trying to get everything. They'll actually are selling some leftover Kickstarter slips to members. Wow, that's pretty. That's kind of cool, I guess. Can you get me the? What is that film called? I'm gonna have to turn around and look. What is it called? I know it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's green. I know it's green. Solomon King. Can you get me a Kickstarter slipcover from Solomon King? Because that's the only Kickstarter that I don't have. I have all the other Kickstarters, but I went with the standard limited edition of Solomon King because it was cheaper, and I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get it. But yeah, whoa, you got the Pied Piper Kickstarter slip for $15? That's ridiculous. That's amazing. If you can get me a copy of the Solomon King slipcover for $15, I will gladly pay you on PayPal. That's amazing. That's super cool. I didn't know they still had leftovers of Kickstarter stuff. That's crazy. Oh man, everything just jumped way up. So let me scroll back here. We've made it to the to the slipcover. I'm tired apparently. I need to get some sleep. We've made it to the super chat, finally. Thank you so much, Sean Fox. Really appreciate it. I don't know what it is in American dollars, but it is $7.99 in A. Is that Australian dollars? I don't know what that is. I've got an imprint recommendation, I'm going to assume it is, for you, DJ. It's The Queen of Spades, a classic fantasy mystery film. I saw it yesterday and thought you'd enjoy it. I would love to see The Queen of Spades. That's actually on my list. I remember when that came out because when I was in LA at the big used movie store out there, I got 2 in-print releases right there. And they were, what spine numbers are they? Spine number 315 and 317. And they both are horror films from like the 50s or 60s, like British horror films. And they feel very similar. And I think Queen of Spades was either right between them or it was right around them. It came out the exact same month as those 2, and I also wanted to grab that one. I haven't got it, but it is on my list, so thanks for the recommendation. I'll have to bump that up the list. I've been getting into imprint lately. They've been sending me a couple things, and I've been buying. I actually just bought a couple things from imprint. They were having a sale in Australia, basically like the Australian Best Buy. They were having like a big sale, like a buy one get one free sale. So I picked up 2 big box sets that I've been wanting from them for a while. So those should be here in a couple months. I don't know. I hear it takes a long time for that sale too to ever make it to you. So I'm not in a rush to get those, but I am getting slowly into imprint. It's tough because they're expensive, but those sales are really helpful. They're basically like the big Criterion sales. They happen like twice a year. So, Dwayne, what makes it a 4-pack and not a box set? It's just a case. It's not. I'm already sliding around. I can go ahead and grab you one. Here we go. I'll show you one. So this is the Bogart and Bacall complete collection, 4 films. It's just a case, so it's not a box set. It's just the discs in there, all 4 discs. So that's what you get from the Warner Archive collections. They're just a little bit thicker of a case. And I guess this is just the show where I slide all around in my rolly chair and get stuff off the shelf. Anyway, want to see anything else while I'm at it? Because I can grab anything you want. It's going to turn into like a TikTok live where I'm just running around finding things. Joshua LeBure popping in. No borders to get my Donnie Darko one. I had to email like 4 times. It was lame. I've heard people have got luck Instagramming them. Interesting. Are you talking about Arrow Video? Oh, you're talking about the disc replacements. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that's lame. Carrie Witt, DJ, we should mention that Lionsgate Limited is having a nice little Father's Day sale, 40% off, in the Third Man Conversation Mega Box and a couple others. Conversation is still in print? I didn't know that. Why did you tell me that? I'm trying to save money right now. I don't want to buy more box sets. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. I didn't know they were having that sale. I'll have to check out the site after this. Dan's Den Trouble in Paradise asks audiences to like thieves. To like thieves. To act like thieves? I don't know what that means. You forgot a couple words there. Steelbook Obsessed popping in. Hey, man. I have to send you an Instagram message right after this because I have something for you. I need to get your email so I can send you what you're expecting me to send you. It's done, by the way. So I'll send that to you after this. He says, did you like Phoenician Scheme or Asteroid City better? Haven't seen Phoenician Scheme yet. Haven't had a chance to get out of the house. I need to find a babysitter. Anybody know any babysitters that can watch my kids while I go watch Phoenician Scheme? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see it. We have watched every Wes Anderson film recently in preparation. We've been marathoning Wes Anderson films. Loved Asteroid City. Loved it a ton on the second viewing. For me personally, every one of his films, except Moonrise Kingdom, I love that one the first time I watched it, but every other one, I have to watch it multiple times, and I like it better each time. Asteroid City I liked the first time I watched it, but I loved it last night when we rewatched it. I'm hoping to like Phoenician Scheme. I'm expecting to maybe not love it the first time, because his films, there's so much going on, and lately he does so many different framing devices. Like Grand Budapest Hotel has 3 framing devices. French Dispatch has I don't even know. You can't even keep track of all the framing devices. Asteroid City has a pretty complex, single framing device that jumps back and forth. So it's hard to keep up. But once you get into the rhythm of it, I feel like his movies get better and better on rewatches. Asteroid City is going to have to bump up the list. I did a ranking. I'm thinking about doing a ranking video. I might do a ranking video with Grace once we see Phoenician Scheme, and then we can put it in the list. The only one I haven't had a chance to rewatch, though, is Isle of Dogs, because I don't own it. And I don't want to pay for Disney Plus, and I don't want to buy it because I'm about to get it in the Criterion box set later. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I might have to do the ranking video without rewatching that one, which I hate because I didn't have a good first experience with that one. So I need to give it more watches, but I don't have a way to watch it right now. But everything else we rewatched recently, Bottle Rocket is so good. I don't know why Bottle Rocket is so good. It's his debut feature, and it's way different than the rest of his stuff, but it's a lot of fun. I like it. But my favorites are still Moonrise Kingdom is my number 1, Grand Budapest is number 2, and French Dispatch is my number 3. And right now I have Life Aquatic as my number 4, but I think Asteroid City could eventually bump it off. I don't know. I need to watch that one a third time. Carrie Witt, Shout Factory is having their Hidden Gems sale, but I scrolled through it and it was meh. Thank you. Thank you for previewing the sales for me so I don't have to look at them all. Magnitude Rev, my subtitles hot take is hating subtitles that jump around the screen to be located below the speaker. I hate that. I just want it all in the same place in the middle of the screen. I agree. I think it should stay in the same place. I don't like when it jumps up to the top. I think it's a little janky, a little less classy. Grayson says, love funny games, but it's very upsetting and much more of a statement piece to me than a story that stands on its own. Yeah, I feel like it's very similar to Sala, where the point of it is not to be able to finish it, which I don't really know if I want to watch that movie, but I don't know. It could be very impactful. I could like leave an impression on me. So maybe I should, but I don't know. It doesn't immediately appeal to me in his filmography. I'll probably start with some other ones. Maybe save that one for last. Magnitude Rev says Curzon is way too expensive for me, but I'm definitely a fan of Haneke. And yes, I adore his original version of Funny Games, a truly memorable film. I imagine it would be a memorable film. Joshua, I'm holding off on Criterion buying until the Wes Anderson box set. Plus, I'm making a new movie in July. I have to be good. Ha. Awesome. That's really cool. You're making a new movie. Congrats, and I hope it goes well. Good luck, I guess is what I should say. Jeffrey, I got my Vinegar Syndrome order in already. I feel lucky, LOL. You are. You're super close. You're right there in New Jersey, but yeah, mine hasn't even shipped yet. And I think you ordered yours earlier than us. Like, we did it like the last minute, so it's on us. It's our fault. Grayson, again, I would absolutely love to, but that's the only one they don't have posted. I'm missing that one too. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll get it on eBay someday. But I don't really need it. I have the movie already. Carson, I received my Vincent shipment confirmation today by some miracle. Well, good. I hope it makes it to you safely and in one piece, and there's no damage to it. Joshua, Jeffrey Patron, lucky guy. I want to watch my Swimming to Cambodia and Thieves Like Us sets. Oh, you got those. Those are cool. Cinematograph. I didn't get any. I held off, but I'm sure those will still be in print at the Black Friday sale. Sean Fox, I enjoyed watching your imprint video on the channel recently, did you? Thanks, man. I'm trying to keep up, but there's a lot of stuff coming out, and we'll see. We'll see how many. I don't think I'm going to be able to pump 4 videos out a week like I did last week. That was kind of an anomaly for me. I don't usually have that much time, but I'm trying to get faster at editing so I can get more videos out. No Border says that Conversation box is a bargain at $60. I paid $80. Ugh. That's pretty cool. $60. That is a pretty good deal for that because it's a huge box set, and I kind of want it, especially now that, yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and commemorate that with the box set. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I wonder if they'll have it at Orbit. So I'm going to Orbit in a couple weeks. We're going to Asheville for my wife's birthday. We're doing a birthday trip. We're doing like a big hiking trip. There's a lot of cool hiking spots up there. But we're going to swing by Orbit because my wife is awesome. And she's going to let me swing by Orbit on her birthday trip. We're staying there for like 5 days. So it's just going to be one quick couple hours. I'm going to go through. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Orbit DVD is a big movie store in Asheville. I've bought from them online before. They have a really cool online store. I did a whole video about it, but I'm actually going to get to go in person to the store, and it's amazing. And I need to message the guy and ask him if I can record in the store because I'd love to make a video. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm trying to save money right now and not buy anything because I want to save up and pick up stuff actually in the store. So now you're messing that up, Carrie Witt, with the Conversation box set that you're trying to get me to get. That's unfortunate for me. Here we go. Let me get back to where I was. Magnitude Rev. Wes Anderson is that one director who I admire from afar, but many of his films just don't work for me. Grand Budapest Hotel is easily his best work, in my opinion. Yeah, it's one of his best. I agree, but I have a feeling it's right up. It's my number 2 right now, but I have a feeling that French Dispatch could eventually edge it out, and I'm out on an island with that one. Like, nobody likes French Dispatch. I love it. It's actually, can you see the book right there? I'm trying to work my way through this big giant French Dispatch book. It's like this big. I got it for Christmas, and I'm trying to work my way through it, and I'm learning a lot about his, like, how he writes scripts and how he makes films, and it's fascinating. It's really cool, and I'm liking the movie even more. The first time I watched French Dispatch, I didn't like it. Second time, I liked it. Third time, I loved it. And this fourth time, we just rewatched it. It bumped all the way up to number 3, and I could see it moving up even higher. It gets better every time. If you didn't like it the first time, I recommend giving it a rewatch because it's one that definitely grows on you, or at least it did for me. Internet user, what about the Roald Dahl shorts he did for Netflix? Hopefully Criterion can smooth talk Netflix into allowing them to put those out. They've only done his first 10 films for now. So his later stuff will have to come later, like in a volume 2, maybe. I need Asteroid City to come to Criterion eventually because the bonus features on this suck. They're terrible. They're just like those little 2-minute featurettes that they stick on YouTube. They tell you nothing. There's like a couple cool behind the scenes shots, but like nothing else. I learned that he shot it in Spain in the middle of the desert and built like a giant set. That's all I learned. There was nothing else. So I need some really good, like meaty supplements and commentaries from Criterion on that movie. Michael Smith, DJ, week after next is loaded. 115 releases. Yes, we'll have to cherry pick. The last week of the month is always nuts with Vinegar Syndrome stuff. So we'll do our best. I don't know if we'll get to all 115 releases. Ethan Edwards, Scorsese loves Bottle Rocket. I love it too. And me and Grace had that's another one that got better on a second watch. Just watched it for the second time 2 days ago. Or no, it was actually like a week ago now. It's great. And I that's the one I would recommend if you don't like Wes Anderson, because it doesn't feel like a Wes Anderson movie. It just feels like a 90s indie movie. And it's great. And also feels kind of like a Coen Brothers dark crime caper. It's fun. It's like a completely different feel for a Wes Anderson movie. And if you don't love his over the top stylings, that's before he does all that stuff. It's very new. It's his first film. It's his debut feature, and he right out of the box. It's one of the best debut features I've ever seen. It's really good and simple, but very effective and very funny. Carrie Witt, $1.99. Thank you for the super chat, guys. I really appreciate it. Carrie Witt, grab Conversation before it sells out. LOL. He's giving me $1.99 just to tell me to buy. He really wants me to buy this. I'm gonna have to. Okay, so that's one super chat, and then Carrie Witt sends another super chat. Did I mention Conversation Box is awesome? So we're halfway there. We're almost there. We've got $4. So we just need what? $56 more for me to get the Conversation Box set. I'll try to. I know it's really cool. I'm trying to save right now so I can buy some stuff from Orbit. You're tempting me. Magnitude Rev, that box set is also way overpriced in my opinion. $500 is just too much. I'd rather it be $300. I guess so. I don't know. It's not that bad. I mean, obviously $500 is way too expensive, but like nobody's going to buy it for $500. Criterion is just operating under the assumption now that everybody's going to buy it for 50% off. That's just like how it works. I feel like they build that into the price. So $250 for 10 movies on 4K is only $25 a movie. That's a cheap 4K. So I don't have a problem with the price. It is hard to drop that all at once, obviously. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that for a while. Maybe November I could swing it. I don't know. But I feel like that's pretty standard. I mean, their 4Ks cost $50, so 10 of them would be $500. You get them half off, they're $25. 10 of them would be $250. So it's the same thing, except you get like a lot more stuff. You get like a really cool box set and really cool books that they all come in. So I think it's worth $250. I don't think it's for everyone. I don't know if it's for me yet. I'm going to try to buy it, but it is expensive. But I think it's worth it. I don't think it's like overly priced. It's the same as their standards. Joshua says The Phoenician Scheme is up there for me. Maybe top 5. Cool. I'm excited to see it. I haven't got a chance to see it yet. Steelbook Obsessed. The Conversation Limited box set is indeed awesome. I know. You guys, cut it out. Cool it on the salesmanship for the Conversation box set. It's cool enough. You don't have to sell it. I will. I actually thought it was out of print, so I'm actually really glad that you guys reminded me of it, because I thought for sure it was already out of print and I missed my chance of getting it. But $60 is a really good deal. Michael Smith says Haneke is pretty universally dismal and depressing stories. I already ordered the Umbrella version, only missing the US Funny Games. Oh, interesting. That's weird. I guess it's a rights thing. But I can get on board with depressing directors. Like Lars von Trier is like that. Even Wes Anderson, most of his films, even though they have comic relief in them, there's this tone of melancholy through most of his films that I totally vibe with. I like it quite a bit. So it depends. I'll have to see. I'll have to watch some of his films first before I dive into like a giant box set from him. Are we running out of time? We're running out of time. It's been an hour 20 already. Let's see. Ethan Edwards. Asheville has a cool used place called Mr. K's. It's like half-price books. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to that store or not, but thanks for the heads up. Mr. K's. I'll have to try to remember that. Carrie Witt, I want my cinematograph of Breathless to get here already. Oh, you already ordered that. I still have a Vinegar Syndrome box over there that I haven't talked about on the channel yet. I need to get in there. There's some pre-orders on there that came out before the most recent sale. They did a weird thing this year where they did like a pre-sale to the sale that had some pre-orders, and I jumped on that. But then, anyway, it's over there. I'm going to get to it this week, hopefully. Ethan Edwards, French Dispatch has 75% positive reviews, so that's a pretty big island you're on. Well, I'm saying like it's like one of my favorites. I know a lot of people gave it positive reviews, but most people say Royal Tenenbaums. Most people say Grand Budapest Hotel. I don't hear a lot of people put that on their top 3. Alden, I've been wanting to see Wayne's World, so I'm happy that it's getting a bougie release. Yeah, it is very bougie, very boutique. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you get your hands on one. Joshua Labure, I love the French Dispatch so much. Everyone in my life is so like lukewarm on it, but it really works for me, especially on multiple viewings. It does. It takes multiple viewings too. I think so. Or at least it gets better on multiple. I liked it the first time, but it gets better each time. Magnitude Rev, I was super disappointed in the Criterion box set not being a complete collection. I wanted to see those Roald Dahl films and short films in the set, and also Asteroid City, and yes, also Phoenician Scheme. See, I'm sorry, I'm disagreeing with Magnitude Rev so much. I disagree again, because I would rather have it be like a specific set. Like, it's cool that it's just the 10 first years of his career, and then you can do another one later. If it was everything, it would be this awkward thing where we have the first 11 or 12 films, and then later on we have to do something different. It's cool that it's the first 10 years. Maybe you can do the next 10 years for his next 10 films. Like, I don't know. I kind of like that it's got a very distinct time frame on the box set, instead of, because we always do this all the time. We release, like the Wim Wenders set just got, from Curzon, it's all of his stuff, all of his films. And then he keeps making movies. And then it's kind of weird that you have this definitive complete set, but then they just keep making movies. So I like that I think it's pretty thoughtful that they actually gave it a specific time frame to keep it in. SLC just got the Conversation box set. DJ, happy Father's Day. What? Just got you I thought you were saying you bought it. Just got you the Conversation box set, DJ. Happy Father's Day. Man, well, that's amazing. Now I feel bad that I was whining about it all day. Thank you, man. That's so cool. That's another Sean. I keep mentioning all the Seans in the audience. That's Sean Cornwell. SLC, mentioned him before. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. That's amazing. He just went straight through. He didn't even go through YouTube with the super chats. He just cut straight through and took care of business himself. That's amazing. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. Ethan says I'm not excited for the Wes Anderson set because I have all the films. It's just $250 for upgrading. Yeah, it is upgrading 4K, and for the 2 films that. Oh, you're okay. I guess you have them separately. I don't have Isle of Dogs, so at least I'm getting that one for the first time. Steelbook Obsessed. Umbrella is loading the Haneke box set to the brim with extras. They have added an additional movie since the original announcement, as well as so many amazing special features for each film. Steelbook Obsessed is in here hawking for Umbrella. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're still listening to me. Just ramble on, because we've almost gone for an hour and a half. This is a long show, but I'm having fun. You guys are great. We got 80 people here watching. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the engagement and the conversations that we have every Monday night. This is a new name that I don't say very often, and I'm probably going to say it wrong. Aksha Dimaru. I recently just picked up The Apartment Arrow Academy, Carlito's Way, and Malcolm X on Blu-ray. I love the Apartment Arrow Academy release. I finally found that just last year for the first time. Carlito's Way, 4K also have back there. I don't have the Malcolm X Criterion yet. I need to get that. That's something I should get in July. But great pickups. Awesome. Really, really good stuff. Another name that I don't immediately recognize, Siobhan Morrissey. Wes Anderson set can't be complete because that's what I'm saying. His career's not over yet, and I want to say he's young, but he's older than I thought he was. He looks young. I think he's like 50s, in his 50s. I don't know how old he is, but he's going to keep making movies forever. He's alive and well. Jeffrey, my current Wes Anderson top 3 would be Life Aquatic, Asteroid City, and French Dispatch. Solid stuff. I agree with all those. But I love Moonrise Kingdom. I don't know why. It's a me movie. I never hear anyone else talk about that one, but it's so good. Carson, also, with respect to the West set, it's all his stuff under Fox Studios. Now he's with Universal, so it's likely a rights thing as well. There's another reason why it's delineated. That's pretty cool. That's right. Because this is Focus Features Asteroid City. So it's different. Interesting. It's going to be weird, though, because the next box set's going to have his Focus Features stuff and Netflix, maybe, if they can they have to get the rights. Like, Criterion has to get the rights to his Netflix stuff. It would be crazy without that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the correction, Bailey Walsh. She says 25 years, 10 films. I said 10 years. Like an idiot. Sorry about that. Some 8. Great question. Do you have 3D Blu-rays? This is very time sensitive, very appropriate, because I just started getting 3D Blu-rays. I had no interest for the longest time in 3D Blu-rays, but I just found out last month that my projector and my player can play 3D Blu-rays. I didn't even know that. It was an accident that we found out. We were watching Kiss Me Kate last month, which is a 3D musical from the 50s, and we put it in, and it just starts playing in 3D, and it's just like, we can't even watch. It looks like a jumbled mess. So we paused it, we took it out, we watched something else, and we bought ourselves some 3D glasses, which I thought I had them on the desk, but they're downstairs. We bought some 3D glasses. We watched it in 3D. It's amazing. It's really fun. And now I've had like a hankering for 3D movies. I've been looking them up. I'll spoil something. In the Half Price Books video that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, I went hunting some 3D movies because I want to show my kids 3D movies because it's really cool. And I've never been able to watch them before, and I've never had any interest because I didn't have a way to play them. I thought I would have to like buy a bunch of tech for it, but it works. I showed my kids a 3D Disney movie last week, and they loved it. And I just got my hands on this, which is a 3D noir film. Shout out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey sent me this. We did another trade. I haven't sent you your stuff yet, Jeffrey. Sorry about that. But we did another trade, and he sent me the 3D noir film. This is from Classic Flicks. I got this after I did the Classic Flicks video, so I couldn't include it. But it's a 3D noir film. We're definitely going to watch this in November this year, me and Grace, now that we have 3D glasses that work. So I recently have just got into 3D movies, and it's pretty cool. So yes, I do have some 3D movies, but I'm looking to get more. And they're not that expensive. You can find them at used stores because nobody cares about it anymore. So it's kind of fun. I'm more interested in like the 50s 3D stuff. That's pretty cool. But I'll get some Disney movies for the kids to watch. Carrie Witt. Darn it, Sean, I was having fun stringing DJ along with the conversation, LOL. Yeah, he took care of that, Carrie. Sorry about that. But that was fun. I really appreciate it. And still, I appreciate the super chats. That was fun. Kevin House. Wes Anderson is 56. Thank you, Siri. Okay, so spot on. Yeah, he looks great for 56. Good grief. I didn't know he was that old. Ethan Edwards still waiting for a Killers of the Flower Moon release. That's the issue with major directors working for streaming services. Yeah, I mean, he gets a blank check to do whatever he wants, but then he never gets to release his film, which sucks. I think there's I don't know. I think there's like bootlegs that you can get of that film, but it's a weird one. I don't know if I want a bootleg of that. I would like a release of that, though, because it's really good. And I think we have most of Scorsese's filmography now from boutique labels, so it's really sucks that we don't have that one. Carrie Witt's favorites are Fantastic Mr. Fox, Life Aquatic, and Rushmore. Again, yeah, that's another solid list. Surprising that we haven't talked about Mr. Fox yet. Kevin House's favorite are Moonrise Kingdom, Rushmore, and Grand Budapest Hotel. They're all great. That's the thing. Is like I like all of his movies, so I have no problems with anybody's list because I like all of them. Let's see. Magnitude Rev says Spy Kids 3D. No, I don't even know if that would. It's not that kind of. It's not like the red blue 3D. I don't even know if I would be able to play that that kind. But it's like the weird ones that have like the shutters in them that you can't see it, but they're expensive. I got like cheap $22 versions of them, but. Yeah, they're expensive. JT, as for 50s 3D, pick up House of Wax and Dial M for Murder. I have Dial M for Murder back there. Already got that one. I didn't know House of Wax had a 3D version. That's really cool. I'll have to look that up. And I think Flesh for Frankenstein also has a 3D, which I should have got in the Vinegar Syndrome sale, and I didn't. I'll I'll have to pick that up later. But Carrie Witt says, whenever you do steer clear of Jaws 3D, you say that, but my friend John wants to watch that. He's already told me that he's going to buy it just to bring it over and watch it on our projector because he loves Jaws 3D. I've never seen it, so that'll be my first time watching it. Carson, I have the Italian 4K of KOTFM. What is KOTFM? And it plays great. KOTFM. Hold on. What is that? I don't know what that is. Someone tell me what KOTFM is. Is it a movie we were talking? Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon. That's what we were talking about. So it got an Italian release. Maybe I guess technically not a bootleg. The rights are just different over there. Maybe. Cool. I'll have to look into that. I didn't realize it got an Italian release. And he says you can pick it up on Diabolic and Orbit. So it's definitely not a bootleg. That's cool. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know the whole deal with that. Dan's Den, my current top 3, Anderson, our Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, and Tenenbaums. So people do like Moonrise Kingdom. Good. I love it. It's great. First one I ever saw. So maybe there's some bias there, but it's always been my favorite. Henry says Flickr Alley has a 3D Rarities Blu-ray set. I should look into that. I should check that out next time Flickr Alley has a sale. They just had one, though, 2 months ago, so I don't know if they're going to have one again. Morrissey says, does anyone know if there's a boutique that is especially good at releasing films from female directors? Ooh, I don't know if there's anyone that focuses on it, but Kino Lorber has a box set of like early female directors, like 30s era female directors, which is pretty cool. I don't have it yet, but I would like to pick it up eventually. Sean Fox says, OMG, the underwater scene in Jaws 3D. Don't spoil it now. Don't spoil it. I'm going to see it soon as John brings it over. Ethan Edwards says Jaws 4 is even worse. Maybe the worst film ever made. A vengeful shark following his victims around the world. Yeah, even John doesn't like 4. I think he likes 1, 2, and 3, but I think even he said stay away from 4. No Borders. Women make movies. Not sure if they do physical media, but they are an awesome distributor. Oh, there is one. Wow. See? That's, wow. Ethan Edwards says Kino has 2 box sets about women. Okay, sweet. I knew they had at least 1, but I know it's out of print. So I didn't know they had 2, though. I'll have to look into that one. That's pretty cool. See, this is why I love doing the live streams, because we've got 80 minds in the same place instead of just my useless and forgetful mind. Marty, even Spielberg says that Jaws sequels don't exist. Wow, we're on Jaws now. We can't get off of Jaws. All right, let's wrap this up. We've already gone over an hour and a half. This is pretty long. I'll talk to you in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite releases from this week are, and I'll try to throw the links down there so you guys can find these releases quickly and easily. I'll do that right after I get off the stream tonight. Carrie Witt says, Jaws 3D has some of the worst effects, 3D or standard, put to any 80s film. John knows this. Hey, well, maybe he's just messing with me. I don't know, but it sounds like he actually enjoys the film and likes it. Lucas Hassler popping in at the end to say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button on the stream. Should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I always forget. But thank you guys who do it anyway. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the few guys that threw in some super chats tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Huge thanks to Sean for the Father's Day present. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Let's do it again. Let's do all this again. For some reason. Let me just throw my voice out every single Monday. But it's fun. I love talking to you guys. I wish my voice would last longer so I could go. I see these other guys that do these streams for like 2-3 hours. I don't know how they do it. My voice does not hold up for that long. I've done 3-hour streams before, and I just end up talking like a monster for the last half of it. So we're going to hop off. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks again for watching. And until then, keep collecting.